Before we begin the intro, I would like to wish everybody a Happy New Year from me. I was going to say the BGA team, but, well, that's only me, so. Well, anyway, Happy New Year, and may you have a better 2019 than you had 2018, because 2018 in the internet world was just a... oh boy. Well, anyway, to a good 2019, everybody. Happy New Year! My fist.
Tilted Towers is arguably Fortnite's most iconic and memorable locations due to its unique design, immense amount of chest spawns, immense amount of ammo crates, loot, and high-paced action that you won't find many other locations due to the verticality of Tilted Towers' designs. Being a metropolitan area, many buildings reach higher than the normal houses and boast at least 5 floors. Other smaller buildings outskirt the cities, making good landing spots if you just want a tiny bit of loot and then to get out of there as fast as you possibly can. Tilted Towers has a central map location right to the south of the lake, so the location almost always has the circle in its favor, and it's just a fun location to begin with. Here's what I mean. You look at this location from the air, and you see the complexity of just how well designed this area was built. And keep in mind, this location was the main feature of the first Fortnite map update, or the first major one, to be exact. If you come into the city from the south side, you'll be met with a shop with a vending machine, a few bits of loot, ammo crates, and an easy place for people up on the top of the city to get a surprise spring on you if you're not being careful. Now, they also have an underpass, which if you decide to trek across that, you will end up in this 3-building intersection with one smaller building, the always changing construction building, and this building right here with the tiny garage, which will have an immense amount of loot. Now, thinking about this in a sense of why do people come here, it's simple. There's a lot of loot, and it's a unique location because of its verticality. Its verticality allows for many plays that other areas of the map, such as Retail Row and even Paradise Palms, do not allow for because of their lack of extremely vertical buildings, unlike Tilted Towers. Retail Row is another one of the map's most populated places every game, and it's because it has so many buildings and it's interesting to traverse. It's one of the most changed locations that still has kept its original shape, unlike places like Loot Lake over there, Dusty Divot. Retail Row has basically just been added to for the months since Fortnite's release. Same with Tilted Towers. Almost nothing has really changed, except for minor things in buildings and of course this building right here. Now, this is not the only reason that people like this map. There are also many secrets, such as over here, where if you come under, there will be a chest spawn in the kind of sewage system. When you're coming in for a landing, the two hottest buildings will be this building right here and this building right here. These are because they are the tallest and most versatile buildings with just that amount of loot. Such an amount as to be sustainable for over a full squad. That is a reason people will come to Tilted Towers, and multiple squads will land at a single building, and everyone will still get their fair share of loot. Now, one of the reasons that people still come to Tilted Towers, even after such a long time being almost identical to the way it was when it first started, is this. Twitchy gameplay. When I say twitchy gameplay, I mean like you land in this building and you land with one other person on the roof. Whoever grabs the gun first will almost always win the encounter. They move down a level and they get the loot, and then they move down another level. Someone here down multiple levels on the bottom level has entered the restaurant and is taking the loot from that level. They then move up a level and take that loot. They meet in the middle on this level, which is a double level, which could end on either side of the coin, with verticality and high ground winning, or a smart play going through the staircase first could also win the encounter. And you have to be on guard at all times in this location. Even when you exit your landing building and go out into the streets, there is always a camper or a sniper from one of the taller buildings or even the smaller buildings. This also goes for the clock tower. There are usually campers up here who are dead set on this being your last game because of rage quitting. All you have to do is not be out in the open, and this is one of the reasons that Tilted Towers is so unique compared to other locations. And this goes for the same as Retail Row, which is another map hotspot. You don't really go out into the open. When you look at a location like Salty Springs, you will see the people there. But you're watching a game at Tilted, you won't see that many people out in the streets until 4 minutes in, when there's really not that many people left at the location. In the starting points, people are getting around by going through the back alleyways and hiding in buildings and making quick rounds around the basketball court and hugging the mountain walls that so smartly revolve around this location. And that's another reason that this location is such an important part of this game, because not only is it central to the entire map, but it's also it's surrounded by mountains, and it's got a few simple entry points that could always be unguarded or guarded by someone camping for that next kill, and that makes even going into Tilted Towers late game a bit risky. And that is part of the exhilaration you get from going to this location, is you never know what's going to happen, because you don't know how many other players there could be here. And you better watch out, because they could be coming for you next. This area of the map is always changing, with many secrets being added, such as vending machines, vehicle spawns, and this building is always changing. Even in some of the more iconic Tilted Towers buildings, some things do change occasionally. But for the most part, the location does stay the same, at least in the more populated areas. To draw comparisons with Retail Row, we will go there next. Retail Row is another one of those locations in the game that has not been changed too terribly much because of just it being a hotspot and people loving how it already had turned out. But that, of course, is not always the case, as many things have changed about this location, such as the nom sign disappearing, then reappearing, then it not being here for some reason. There being extra shops, there being a Halloween shop here, which is now closed up, and just other things that also like recently we have had the development of both the Durr Burger and Uncle Pete's Pizza Pit in the game here, as opposed to their respective towns, because both of those towns have been destroyed at this point. Breezy Grove is frozen under ice, and Tomato Town was completely annihilated by the rifts. These two developments have been fairly recent, but the general structure of Retail Row remains the same, with noms and MacGuffins dominating the landscape, with the hunting store and the bar as well there. And with the arrival of Durr Burger and Tomato Head in Retail Row, the town has just gotten a lot more interesting and more versatile. As we go over here, these are no doubt the houses of the workers that work in Retail Row, from some of the lower pay houses that people probably just can't keep up to standard, to the more nicer houses with cars and just a little suspiciously too much trash everywhere. Obviously, there are some exceptions to this area, like how there are some houses that have not changed, like, at all, or it's just not as exciting to be here. Now, the only thing that makes this a less popular location than Tilted Towers is its lack of a unique idea. Obviously, I think this location has more of a theme of always changing. As you see, Durr Burger and Tomato Head were not here. That store in the middle of Retail Row right there used to be a Halloween store when Halloween was around. Just a lot of little things that are now just kind of there, and people do still come here, no doubt, but it's just not as great as the big giant Tilted Towers right over there in the center of the map. To end things off, I would like to thank the YouTuber Kodak WK for giving me the inspiration for this series. It's not often that I do actually go and get inspiration for a series from other YouTubers, but his Meet the YouTubers series really did ignite the flame to do a higher quality video series for you, such as the one you are watching right now. I hope you enjoy future episodes, and this is Brandon from Big McLarty's Gaming, signing off. Goodbye!